Sancte Michael Archangele, defende-nos in proelio. Contra necitiam et insidias diaboli est opra esidium. Imperet illi Deus, supplices deprecamur, tuque, princeps militia e caelestis, Satanam aliosque spiritus malignos, qui ad perditionem animarum pervagantur in mundo, divina virtute, in infernum detrude. Amen.
Dear unknown friends, many people have mentioned lately that they are experiencing more spiritual and psychic difficulty than usual. There are many possible contributing factors. Sadhguru has mentioned solar flares and their effect on the human being. We also have some of the most intense astrological influences that we've seen in decades, including conditions that were in place at the time of the American Civil War. And clairvoyantly, it can be seen that there is something akin to a war in heaven, or what many Christians call spiritual warfare. In this episode, we will talk about Archangel Michael, for there is no archangel more important in this epoch, in the battle against Ahriman. Please enjoy this experience.
There are few figures in the great cosmic drama of spirituality who embody the eternal struggle between light and darkness, quite like Archangel Michael. A towering figure in both religious and esoteric traditions, Michael represents not only the divine protector, but also the warrior of the soul, fighting battles that transcend the material world and reach deep into the heart of our consciousness. In this modern age, where our spiritual battles are often waged not on distant fields, but within the realm of thought and feeling, Michael's role has evolved. He is not merely a figure of the past, but a living force of spiritual evolution, a timeless symbol of inner strength, cosmic balance, and divine wisdom. To understand the importance of Archangel Michael, let's first consider his role in the ancient texts that shaped much of Western thought. Michael first enters the stage of history in the Hebrew Bible, where he is portrayed as a protector and warrior. In the book of Daniel, he is called the Great Prince, standing against the powers of darkness. Daniel tells us of a time when Michael steps in to help the angelic messengers battling against the forces of evil in the spiritual realms. But the true power of Michael emerges in the book of Revelation, where he leads the heavenly army in a great spiritual war against the dragon, Satan. This passage is one of the most vivid depictions of Michael as a celestial commander. Michael's victory over the dark forces is a cosmic triumph of divine order over chaos, a metaphor for the battle each soul must fight in their journey towards enlightenment. While the scriptures provide a broad view of Michael's role, the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were hidden away for centuries, offer a deeper, more mystical interpretation of his significance. These ancient texts, discovered in the Qumran caves, illuminate a world where spiritual warfare is not merely a historical event, but a cosmic reality that plays out in the hearts of individuals. In the War Scroll, Michael is invoked, though his name isn't always directly stated, yet his presence is palpable. Here, we see Michael associated with the forces of light, fighting the dark forces that would seek to enslave humanity. This isn't a war fought with swords or shields. It's a spiritual battle fought on the battlefields of the mind and soul. The Qumran sect, whose writings preserved these scrolls, saw themselves as the sons of light, fighting against the oppressive forces of darkness in a final apocalyptic conflict. They believed that Michael, the great protector, was instrumental in their efforts to remain pure and spiritually aligned amidst the corruptions of the world. Michael's mission was not only to defeat the forces of darkness, but also to guide and protect the righteous through the tribulations of life. Now let's consider Rudolf Steiner, the philosopher and spiritual scientist, whose work bridges the mystical traditions of the past with the spiritual needs of the modern world. Steiner viewed Michael not just as a warrior angel in a cosmic battle, but as a guiding force in the evolution of human consciousness. Steiner argued that Michael has taken on a new role in our time, one of guiding humanity towards greater spiritual freedom and clarity. Since the year 1879, Steiner believed Michael has been leading humanity through an age of the spirit self, where the battle is fought not on the battlefield of physical warfare, but in the realm of the mind. In the modern world, we are engaged in an internal battle, a struggle against the materialism, cynicism, and mechanization that have come to dominate our way of life. For Steiner, Ahriman, a spiritual being representing materialism, is the dark force trying to capture humanity's soul through cold, calculating thought and an unrelenting obsession with material progress. Michael's task? To counter these forces by inspiring in us the higher faculties of spirit and imagination. He challenges us to break free from the shackles of rigid, mechanistic thinking and embrace a more intuitive, moral, and spiritual approach to life. In this sense, Michael's spiritual warfare is not about vanquishing external foes, but about awakening the divine intelligence within each of us to resist the forces of degradation and oppression that seek to numb our higher faculties. What does all of this mean for us today? It's easy to think of spiritual warfare as something removed from our daily lives, something distant, ancient, and otherworldly. But in truth, the battle that Michael represents is one we all face, often without even realizing it. The war is fought within the mind, in the clash between higher and lower thoughts, between love and hate, truth and illusion. Michael, as the great protector, is there to guide us, to inspire courage and strength in moments of doubt, and to remind us that the battle is always winnable as long as we stand in the light of truth. To embrace Michael's wisdom is to align with the forces of the universe that encourage growth, clarity, and liberation. Every time we choose truth over falsehood, love over fear, and clarity over confusion, we are participating in the great cosmic battle Michael leads, a battle that moves us from darkness to light, from limitation to freedom. Michael's role as a spiritual warrior is not bound by time or place. He is the eternal force of divine protection, courage, and clarity, standing guard over our hearts and minds. His message, as it has been revealed through sacred texts, the teachings of Rudolf Steiner, and the wisdom of countless mystical traditions, is simple yet profound. The true battle is fought within, and the victory lies in the awakening of our higher selves. Embrace the wisdom of Michael, stand firm against the dark forces that seek to sway you, and take up the sword of truth and light in your own spiritual journey. For Michael's victory is not just a thing of the past. It is a living, breathing force, guiding you to victory over the shadows that cloud your soul. Are you ready to join the fight? Stand tall in the light of truth, and let Archangel Michael lead the way.
Dear unknown friends, take heart and know that you are not alone. Stay vigilant in your spiritual practice. If you would like to consider joining our order, visit templeofthelivingfire.com. Until next time, thank you and namaste. The Philosophers of the Living Fire.
Blessed Michael, Archangel, defend us in the hour of conflict. Be our safeguard against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God restrain him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God thrust Satan down to hell, and with him those other wicked spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls. Amen.